Hello survivors and welcome to another video. In today's video we are here on Halls of Torment. As you can see, we have actually unlocked the Cleric as well as the Exterminator. I have been a little bit busy on the sideline over here. We did finish quite a few quests, like dealing X amount of damage or even killing the Lich. We did manage to kill the Lich. So today we will be playing in the other area, the Ember grounds, to try and get more of the quests done. I haven't finished some of the quests in the Hordes and Caverns just yet, but I thought we would play with the Cleric in the other area. With regards to items, the equipment, we've got the Wind Crown for attack speed, the Collar of Confidence for damage, and then just some base damage, movement speed, health and defense, and attack speed over there. Now, one thing I did notice with the Cleric, which I know a lot of you already know already because of playing the game, but if you didn't know, that the Cleric deals more damage to single targets than he does to a group of target enemies. So unfortunately, just for performance wise, we have turned damage numbers off, but you just gotta kind of believe me when I say that he deals more damage to groups, to single targets more than to groups of weapons. I haven't figured out what this curse thing that he applies on enemies is just yet. Maybe you guys can let me know more about that down in the comments section. But also, while we're here, I do feel like the sound is not there. Like, I'm not getting the sound for hitting enemies. I don't know if that has something to do with maybe having the damage numbers off, or maybe his weapon just does not hit these enemies. I can kind of hear it now, not really such a big deal. Let's grab the strength over there and keep going from here. So I don't know much about this area itself. I do see there are two weapons. Our Astronomer's Orb has been leveled up. We have done about 3 million damage in one run with it, so we're in a really good space with that. We are going to try and get some of the levels or some of the quests done for some of the other weapons as well, and that's going to put us in a better spot in terms of what we can find item wise and what we can do further on. So with regards to progression, that's going to be quite helpful. But I do find the Cleric to be one of the strongest characters right now for me. I do know a lot of people say the Necromancer and the Wizard are very, very strong as well. But in the early game, or for your first couple of hours of gameplay, unlocking the Cleric is probably a very, 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 very strong character. I also did unlock an item. I found an item. I didn't actually get a chance to go to the well and put it in because we landed up killing the final boss in the first area with it equipped. And I just didn't have the time to make it into the well before the boss died. But the item was a helmet that converted your base damage to fire. So I thought that was actually quite helpful for our Cleric, because I also used the Dragon Breath skill as well. So we're going to try and pick up the Dragon's Breath again, because it does seem to work very, very well with the Cleric, just because of the amount of AoE that you have. So this gives us, okay, there's the curse. Alright, cool. So we get unholy damage, which is 100% increased damage over there. Alright, cool. Just found out what that thing does. I didn't need anyone in the comment section. Look at that. If you can learn to read, you can become better at the game. Oh my gosh. Alright, this should be pretty easy, at least to get to a certain point in the run, because of being able to deal more damage the higher the pickup range we have, as well also being able to do more attack speed because of the items that we have equipped as well is very helpful. But otherwise, we still got to kill these bosses. I think last time I actually did this run, I struggled a lot trying to kill this guy. But as you can see, we're not really struggling too much with him this time. We do have a little bit of more damage because of the items that we have found as well, which is really, really good. And then over here, again, we're just going to go for movement speed, because that's going to help us pick up transfixion, I think it's called. Transfixion is the right word, yes. Transfixion, as well as some other weapons. I'm not really interested in the Astronomer's Orb just yet. I will probably land up doing runs off with it just to try and get to the rest of the mastery for it. But I think Transfixion is very good here for the fragility as well, and there is the quest to get fragility on a target for 30 seconds or something like that. So we're going to try and do that on this run as well for some quest progression. Hopefully we can actually get a successful run here, but I haven't actually been very far on this level, so I absolutely have no idea what bosses are coming after this guy. So it's going to be quite an interesting little thing over there. So cast light that distributes its damage equally among all foes. We've got Transfixion, or we got Lightning Strike. I haven't used Radiant Aura, so we can do that. That's pretty cool. It looks like it is Garlic from Vampire Survivors, which is really cool. Again, we're not really, I've got the damage numbers off, so I have no idea how much damage it's doing, but it must be doing something. So we're all happy with that. And then obviously the higher our pickup range, the better it is for our Collar of Confidence as well. So getting stats into that is also very good for us. Alright, plus 20% damage over there, that's perfect. And we're still going to make our way down over there to try and get more upgrades or more weapons. Again, now we could go for the Transfixion like I do want for the fragility. Otherwise, Lightning Strike is also pretty good. Dragon's Breath. Just these are all little items I haven't really got all the proficiencies for to kind of push quests and get myself more gold and things like that. I didn't look at the skill tree, unfortunately. I completely forgot about that. So we did get our what was it called again? The life regen up. I think it was called that one. Oh man, what is metabolism? We got to 5, so we unlocked that in the skill tree. We unlocked the damage in skill tree as well for getting our strength to 5. So just things like that we also managed to get. Over here, we're going to go for damage, and then the radius can be reduced. That's fine. You know, more damage is just better for us. Who needs the radius? You just need damage. And again, when we do hit just one thing with the Cleric, we are going to be doing a lot of damage. Like the damage the Cleric does is just insane. Alright, so I think we're going to go for the Lightning Strike. We are playing with a magic character. It does make sense to take a magic ability. And then hopefully we can get some upgrades for it, because that's going to make it very strong. Multi-attack, I would like to get the multi-attack 5, so that I do believe that there would be a quest for it. It would make sense if there's a quest to get multi-strike 5, and then we would be able to get it in the skill tree, which would be very good. Alright, aura charge speed and aura damage, that's perfect. Alright. Okay, here we're gonna go for Lightning Strike. Obviously we do want to try and get the quest done and dusted for these things, so you know, the more damage or upgrades we get for them, the better as well. I don't believe we have any damage quests to do for the Cleric, but even if we did, we would get them eventually over time, so that's not too much of an issue over here either. I think we do have the quest though to last for like 12 minutes in the Ember grounds as well, and things like that. And now I do remember this is actually the boss that I died on last time I played in the Ember grounds, so we seem to be in a pretty good spot. I mean, as you can see, we do a lot of damage to him, so shouldn't be very long. And there we go. Again, Cleric, just really strong. What do we get over here? Damage for each missing health point. That could be very strong. Increase block while moving and produce a fiery trail. I do like these. The problem with that is I'll drop them off at the... I do like the movement speed a little bit more though, so we will drop those off in the well for a bit later, just so we got like new boots, unless we do pick up an item that is better. I do wonder if there is a quest or an upgrade that you could get in the future that does make it so you are able to get the well to be able to pick up more than one item per run, so that would be very good. I have learnt my lesson that the Cleric does not use any crit, so we're not worried about that. We will go for some defenses over there. Yeah, if you push spacebar, you can check the character stat screen, and the cleric has 0 crit chance and 0 crit damage, so there really is no point in getting that stuff on him, which, you know, I learned the hard way, and the hard way means that I didn't actually check his stats before I started leveling up stuff. The more you know. Alright, this level does feel slightly slower than the first level. It could be just that the enemies are a little bit tankier, so, you know, not having a lot of quests done and a lot of gold and things like that does make it a bit harder. Obviously, when you do have a build running completely with the right items and things like that, this is probably a lot easier to do than, you know, you're watching me and you're like, oh man, I killed these things in like half a shot. I just look at them and they die. And then you got me who take like 2 seconds to kill everything. It must be quite entertaining for you guys. Alright, some of these enemies do die very quickly. I do like the times where we have to spend as little, you know, the farming time is very good. Oh, I do actually remember this boss as well. Turns out I've been pretty far in this place. I don't know what he turns into again, but as you can see, we deal massive amounts of damage to them, which is perfect. You know, the more damage we do to them, the better for us. The faster we can kill him, the less we have to worry about these purple fires that he is spawning everywhere. So let's kill him as quickly as possible. Being a slime does mean that he's going to break up into smaller slimes. Yep, that was a bit obvious over there. That's okay. As long as he can die as soon as possible, that would be fantastic. So 0.4 attack, I don't know, that must be base damage. So that's pretty strong, that's pretty good for us. Base damage is a very good stat to have. Ooh, what is that thing? Or, oh, it's like an explosive slime. That's interesting. Okay, I do think that Dragon's Breath is a very, very good upgrade on this character. There it is, but let's see here. An additional magic attack that applies fragility and affliction to all enemies. Yes, we will take that 100%. Go for that. Got our lightning strike to level 3. Again, I do have a lot of quests for lightning strike, so there you go. Just like I was saying, we now have a less over there. One less quest to do. Whoop, whoop. So I think that quest gives us a upgrade for lightning strike, which is fantastic, but it also just makes it so that lightning strike can now be strong in the future. So when we do find another upgrade for the weapons, we'll be able to upgrade it again to do something additional. I don't know what the upgrades are yet, but that's part of the process, that's part of the progression, so that we are able to see exactly what it is that we can get going. I have noticed that the game's audio is a bit sluggish. I don't know if that's for everyone or if it's just my game. Maybe I need to like verify my game files or something. But I have noticed that at times the game's audio does like go a bit wonky. It feels like it, I don't know how to explain it. If you guys have an issue like that as well with the game, or in the many hours if you've played the game, if you've had issues like that, let me know down in the comment section as well, so I don't feel like I'm going crazy and hearing weird things. But there are distortions in the sound every so often, and it's the music, not the actual game sound, so just something to keep an ear out on. Like here, like right there now, I don't know if you can hear it, but the volume was quite distorted there. So I don't know what's going on about that. I don't know, maybe it's just me hearing it. Maybe it's not distorted. You can let me know if you guys hear it and if it happens to you as well. Alright, movement speed and life regen. We do need some life regen. We do already have life regen on the character, but more the merrier. And we're just gonna make our way to this upgrade on the side over here on the left. Ooh. I think we're getting pretty far. We're nearly halfway done on the actual run, and I've gotten further now than I ever have. The Cleric is, compared to everything else I found him to be, or her, I actually haven't checked, it looks like a him. I'm gonna say him. He looks a lot stronger than the other characters. I mean, as soon as I was able to unlock him and play with him, I noticed a huge difference in power, especially on the final boss of the first stage when you are alone against that boss, because the Cleric deals more damage to single targets. That boss died so much quicker than the time I had to try and fight him using I tried it with the swordsman. I got there as well with the swordsman, and it was so much harder. I died to that boss, not in seconds, but it was a really long fight, and there was no way I was beating the boss, unfortunately, with the swordsman. I just didn't have the damage, even though I was doing like 500-600 damage per attack, and I even had some decent multi-crits and things like that. Just for some reason I was unable to deal enough damage to kill him, and he seemed to just bash, you know, he does that charging attack. That charging attack of his just seemed to come out 24/7 when I was fighting him, and eventually he just ended up staying on top of me for the entirety of the fight, and I just couldn't do anything to stay alive. Alright, so here we got Electrifying Strike now. So enemies stunned by Lightning Strike have 50% chance to be electrified. I don't know what Electrified does as a stat. I guess maybe it's similar to Shock in all games, so they take more damage, or they take more crit damage or something. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe that's something you guys can let me know about as well, again, in the comment section if you are still watching the video by this time. You better be watching. Alrighty, I have no idea what to do now. We just gotta try and survive for the rest of the time. I do not think we have the damage for this, but we're definitely gonna try as hard as possible to survive. Okay, we can go for health regen and base health. Base health is quite important, especially when it's time to survive. The more health you have, the more damage we can take, so we definitely want a higher base health for this. Also, I've never fought these worms before, so pretty cool little characters or enemies over there. It is really nice that you do get different enemy designs in the game as well, and they all do different things to you. At least in each area as well, like the general slimes and things like that also look different. So at least the model of the slime looks different, so it's not the same metal slime that you fight in the first area. Although the actual character itself, or the enemy itself, is the same, but at least the design of it is slightly different, which is, you know, refreshing. Alright, so now we got a double boss battle over here. So the slime and this guy, not too difficult for us. He should be dead very soon. There we go, he's dead. We can grab strength over there. And then I mean, that's so strong, but I don't really want to grab it. This is a magic projectile, so we'll grab the arcane splinter. Not very strong until we upgrade it. I don't think it's anything special just yet. But again, I haven't really played much of it to know whether or not it is something useful. We can grab the strength for the radiant aura. That's fine over there. And as you can see, we are dealing tons of damage to the slime. Again, as long as the enemy is alone, we wreck face. So bam, slime dead. We get another upgrade, which is fantastic. Maybe we can grab something that's going to be quite useful, but we'll see what the game gives us. Again, Dragon's Breath is very, very strong on the Cleric. I think it works very well with the auto attack, because we do land up getting, you know, that AoE that we like to have on the character, because of his auto attack being quite a big AoE as well. And because Dragon's Breath goes in the direction you're facing, it's kind of like a double whammy, so that's pretty good. Alright, another quest completed over there, which that one I believe just gives gold, so we're more than happy to grab gold, because that means we are able to level up some more in our meta progression. So that's fantastic. We did play with the Exterminator I'm not too happy with the way that his attack works, although he could be very, very strong. I feel like if he doesn't burn the enemy, he's not dealing enough damage to them. So I really felt underwhelmed when playing with him, although he does feel stronger than some of the other characters. Just a little underwhelming for, you know, something that has a flamethrower that's trying to burn things to death. So we did actually unlock the fire damage meta progression upgrade in the tree while we played with him, but I don't really, compared to the Cleric, the Exterminator was like nothing. Unfortunately for, you know, bonuses and quests and things like that, we are going to have to play on him anyway, but until then we kind of just got to... I don't know, unless maybe that... Oh gosh, what is going on here? Unless maybe there's an upgrade or something that you can get for him. Otherwise, I don't know, I don't really fancy him too much. I need to unlock some of the other characters still as well. They're going to make it a much better time for us. And I don't think we want to be in that circle. Thank goodness I was right, but not that we got very far there. We defeated the Wraith Warlord. He was one of our quests. And now let's see what we can get there. Base crit chance, we will grab this. It does say we've retrieved one as well. I've just never bought it, so I don't know what that means. Do I have to retrieve it again to get 2 of them, or how does that work exactly? Alright, +2 projectile. For this, we still need to try and get the quest where we keep fragility on the enemy for 30 seconds. I believe it was 30 seconds. It could have been less though. Oh no, it was 30 stacks of fragility on an enemy. Or I don't know, either 30, it's something to do with the number 30. So we gotta try and figure out how we're gonna get that. It must be using a buff from Transfixion. That sounds like it's the best way to do it. But otherwise... The ring pickup there was kind of useless again on the Cleric. We don't crit, so a little bit of a useless buff over there for us, but a ring is a ring. Whether we crit with our attack or not doesn't really matter too much. Attack speed, very good over there. Ooh, I see some archers now that are attacking us, so that's pretty cool. New enemies for me to see. And... oh man. Only 12 more minutes left. We actually got a lot further than I thought we would, and this is just a, you know, even more clarification that this Cleric is OP. I don't like these hounds. They always do seem to surround you at the most inappropriate times. At least the bomber goblins don't seem to hit us too badly, and they do seem to deal damage to enemies around you as well, so that's very good. Grab the movement speed. Excuse me. Deal 750 damage with Radiant Light. There's another quest done and dusted that does allow us to get upgrades for it, which is fantastic. I do like grabbing upgrades. And now we are in a super bad spot. Oh my goodness, that was terrible. Again, like I said, I really don't like these hounds. They do cause me a lot of grief. And that was a very good indication of that. Where they just circle around you and there's absolutely nothing you can do because of the way the Cleric works and dealing more damage to a single target enemies. It does make it a lot more difficult for him to clear big groups of enemies with his auto attack quick enough to kind of get out there without taking huge amounts of damage like we did. Excuse me, I just got like the weirdest frog in my throat. What would you call... oh, excuse me. What would you call that saying in your country when you have something in your throat and you need to kind of like get it out? In my country we call it a frog in your throat. I do think that is kind of like a universal saying though. But if not, you can let me know what you guys say in your country for that type of issue that you have. And as you can hear, the sound is quite wonky again. Like I said, this is something that I hear. I don't know if it is something that you guys hear. I don't know if it is monsters that are affecting it, or if it's just a performance issue with the game, or maybe something on my side. But I don't have this issue with other games. That's only with this one. Alright, we managed to survive the horde of hounds, and now we've got a horde of slime. And again, these slime, because they do also split, can be quite irritating to kill as well. Well, I mean, it's not irritating, but it's just that, you know, they're not one-hit KOs sort of thing. They don't just disappear. They have to split up into more slime, and then we got to deal with that as well. But there we go, deal 5 million damage in one run. That is massive. I didn't expect to get that quest done so easily, so that's really cool. And again, we are actually doing really well. I didn't expect to last for this long, but thank goodness we have, because we've been able to do quite a few quests along the way and available for everyone to see as well. Again, because we did do quite a bit of questing the other day, you know, not on camera, so really cool when we do get to do all of this together for everyone to see what's happening with regards to progression. So really cool that we're able to progress a little bit further here together as a community. I should have done things like this for the Vampire Survivors as well. I don't think I did do a progression on my Vampire Survivors when I played the game, or except for when brand new updates did come out. I did actually do videos on how to upgrade or how to unlock everything correctly, but I never actually showed me unlocking it personally. I always tried to get as much of the information out there first, like, you know, you have to do this, this and this, and unlock it myself as well, so that I could talk about it. But maybe that's something for future, for this game at least. But I do know a lot of you have played the game or are playing it already, and you're actually a lot further than I am. But if you aren't, then, you know, we can kind of progress together, which is pretty cool. Although if you really enjoy the game, you're going to be playing it a lot more than me, because, you know, I got quite a lot of games in the back that I play. Let's see, we don't need that. We can go for pickup range. That just makes it so that our wind crown gives us more attack. Well, not actually that, it's going to be our collar. So as long as there are enemies around us, we deal more damage. It seems to be at 50% all the time, which is fantastic. Well, no, now it just went down to 40%. But seems to be up at 50% for the longest time possible, which is fantastic, because we want it to be up for as long as possible. We're not getting our unholy curse. I've only received it once this entire run. I don't know if there's a way you're supposed to proc it, or if there's anything you're supposed to do that might proc it, but unfortunately it is what it is. There's not much we can really do about that. Alright, perfect. 750,000 damage done by lightning strike. That's one of the best things I can have. Being able to progress all of these skills is fantastic. Like Astronomer's Orb, once you upgrade it, you get your Inner Circle, or the Energy Orb, whatever it was called, the one that creates another row of them, does make it very strong. So, you know, maybe the same is with Lightning Strike as well. We'll see if we are able. We won't be able to get the third progression this run, so we won't be able to do the 3 million damage that we need to deal, unfortunately. I don't think we will. We'll probably die before then. But it's really cool that we were able to get Mastery Proficiency 2 at least for it. And it will be cool to get the Arcane Splinters one up and running as well. So just getting those upgrades just helps us in the long term in terms of being able to push levels and progression as well. Getting free gold for doing quests and unlocking more of the quest board as well. We're still in a relatively good spot. Our life is a bit lower than what I would like it to be, but that just it's just how it is. And now we've got ourselves a little worm. Well, I say little, but that ain't little at all. We got ourselves a big worm over here who does seem to like to be crawling underground, which isn't good for us, but we kind of got to just follow it around and do as much damage as possible when it's above ground. Unfortunately, these slime don't make it any easier for us when they, you know, kind of leave those poison puddles that we need to walk through. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing enough damage over here, unfortunately. We kind of got so much in front of us and around us that it's going to be very difficult to deal with this worm in a timely manner. And the fact that it keeps going underground is quite irritating. So there's that as well. Oh man, we're just taking way too much damage over here, unfortunately. So I'm gonna make my way to the well, because, you know, that's the next best thing you could think of. Go deposit some item that you don't have already. That makes sense to me, at least. I don't know about all of you, but that makes sense to me. We could do aura damage, it's reducing that, but we could go for crit chance and crit damage on our transfixion. Not that that's helping us in any way, because I don't think Transfiction's doing that much damage. I do know that we did have mastery of some of it already from previous runs, but we can just see where we're going from there. Again, we're just going to try and focus on getting to the well now. Maybe... Oh, man, there's just so much going on here. And this boss, because he keeps going underground, is so irritating to fight. Maybe if I could find... Oh, there we go. That's actually pretty decent damage that we get off over there. Ah, you see? What an irritating boss. But anyway, quite a lot of quests that we did there. We did get about, what's that, 3,000-4,000 gold from that. And then we do get some traits, upgrades, and unlocked a new stage as well. So that's really, really cool. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.